Greetings, race fans and motorsports enthusiasts around the world. My name is Andrew Kim, and this is Retro Motor Vibes, where I highlight anniversary stories and break down motorsports events near and far. For today's audio episode, here is a full breakdown of the 2026 Go Bowling at the Glen, Watkins Glen International, a 2.454-mile road course venue in Watkins Glen, New York, that was won by Shane van Gisbergen and Trackhouse Racing. Without further ado, let's break the event down. The event's starting lineup was determined through a single qualifying session that had 38 competitors enter to compete in the event, given 35 minutes to qualify simultaneously and tasked to post the fastest lap amongst one another. At the conclusion of the session, Shane van Gisbergen, the defending Cup winner at Watkins Glen, captured the pole position with a pole-winning lap at 123.937 miles per hour in 71.165 seconds. He shared the front row with Michael McDowell, as McDowell posted the second fastest lap at 123.488 miles per hour in 71.424 seconds. The event's first stage period spanned through the event's first 20 laps. During the stage, only two competitors, Van Gisbergen and Ross Chastain, led with a single lead change occurring, and no cautions were thrown. Van Gisbergen dominated this first stage period by leading the first 18 laps, but he then strategically pitted under green flag on lap 18 along with most of the field, which allowed Ross Chastain to proceed forward and capture the first stage victory. The event's second stage period spanned 17 laps from laps 24 to 40, as only two competitors, Van Gisbergen and Michael McDowell, led with two different lead changes occurring between the duo. The only caution that flew during this period was from laps 41 to 43 when a small tent got kicked by the wind and landed onto the track. During a lap 43 restart, William Byron was taken out of contention after he got bumped by Chris Buescher, spun through the backstretch chicane, and was hit by Ryan Blaney, which broke a suspension component that connects the rear hub assembly to the upper control arm of Byron's car. This incident, however, did not draw a caution as Byron was able to drive away from the wreckage scene. During this stage period, Van Gisbergen dominated as he led 22 laps, and despite pitting under caution just past the lap 40 mark, he reassumed the lead from McDowell by lap 47 and proceeded to win the second stage. The event's third and final stage period spanned 46 laps from laps 54 to 100. During the stage period, only two competitors led, Van Gisbergen and Ty Gibbs, though Van Gisbergen led the most laps at 29. The only caution that flew in this final stage period was from laps 61 to 63 when Joey Logano blew a left front tire and had the tire carcass rolled out of his car and come to a rest within the track's racing surface towards the backstretch. During Logano's caution period, Van Gisbergen nearly made a critical error by being one of select competitors to not pit while the rest of the field did. Despite leading during the event's final restart with 33 laps remaining, he was forced to pit under green with 24 laps remaining. Having dropped outside of the top 20 mark, he spent the event's remainder motoring his way to the front, while most of the front runners in front of him were trying to stretch their fuel tank to the distance. Thanks to a long green flag cycle and no cautions flying for the event's remainder, Van Gisbergen used the fresher tires and more fuel than most of the front runners to track down and overtake teammate Connor Zillage and Ty Gibbs for the lead with 8 laps remaining. From there, Van Gisbergen, who at one point trailed the lead by 20 plus seconds, ended up winning the event by more than 7 seconds over McDowell. With the victory, Shane van Gisbergen notched his 7th career win in the NASCAR Cup Series division, his second in a row at Watkins Glen International, along with his first of the 2026 season. The victory was also the 4th of this year for Chevrolet and the first for Trackhouse Racing. Overall, the 2026 Go Bowling at the Glen featured 6 lead changes for 4 different leaders and a total of 4 cautions for 12 laps. Here are the full race results of the 2026 Go Bowling at the Glen, where 32 of 38 starters finished on the lead lap. Next, here are the point standings, where Tyler Reddick, who finished in 5th place at the Glen, continues to lead the standings by 129 points over Denny Hamlin, as the season is now 12 races down into the 2026 year. Meanwhile, Shane van Gisbergen jumped 3 spots from 19th to 16th in the standings following his Watkins Glen victory. Shane van Gisbergen's Cup victory at Watkins Glen capped off a thrilling weekend of racing across 2 road course venues and 2 distinct cities. Between Friday and Saturday, Caden Honeycutt outdueled Connor Zilic to achieve his first elusive NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series career victory, while Zilic redeemed himself by overtaking his close friend and fierce competitor Jesse Love to win the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series event on Saturday, both occurring at Watkins Glen. In addition, on Saturday, Christian Lundgaard, a 24-year-old 5-year IndyCar veteran from Denmark, utilized pit strategy and a bold overtake over David Malukas through the course's backstretched kink corner with 18 laps remaining to win the Soncio Grand Prix at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course in Indianapolis, Indiana. For Lundgaard, winning the Indy Road Course event marks his second career win in the IndyCar division, his first since he won his first race at the streets of Toronto in July 2023, and his first driving for Arrow McLaren. Now, the road to this year's 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway's oval circuit begins over the next 2 weeks for Lundgaard, Arrow McLaren, and the remaining IndyCar drivers and teams. A 2-day qualifying session will occur between May 16th and 17th before the main event is scheduled to occur on May 24th during Memorial Day weekend at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox. Over on the NASCAR side, the Craftsman Truck, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and Cup Series divisions return to action for a triple-header weekend of racing at Dover Motor Speedway in Dover, Delaware. The action commences with the trucks returning to race at Dover in 6 years on Friday, May 15th for the EcoSave 200 at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on FS1, NASCAR Racing Network, and SiriusXM. The O'Reilly division races the next day, Saturday, May 16th for the Bet Rivers 200 at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CW Network, PRN Radio, and SiriusXM. Lastly, the Cup Series caps off the weekend by hosting its annual non-points All-Star race at Dover for the first time ever on Sunday, May 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on FS1, MRN Radio, SiriusXM, and HBO Max. That's all for this episode. Have a great rest of your day and see you on the next episode of Retro Motor Vibes.